Pepper's a remarkable herb. In the book Back to Eden by Jethro Kloss, he devotes half a page to every other herb, but 10 pages to cayenne pepper.
Cayenne pepper isn't the same as chili. While both are spices, cayenne pepper, often just called sea pepper, is gentler on your stomach.
God said that he gave herbs for the service of man. So the cayenne pepper comes in and says, where would you like me? Cayenne pepper is not chili. Chili is an irritant to the lining of the gastrointestinal.
Unlike some spices that might cause irritation, cayenne pepper can actually help your body.
Cayenne pepper does 3 things. Cayenne pepper thins the blood. It's a powerful blood thinner.
For example, if it finds a bleeding vessel while traveling through your bloodstream, it helps seal the leak. This amazing herb gets a lot of attention in the book Back to Eden by Jethro Kloss.
Cayenne pepper is a blood stimulant, and anything that stimulates blood stimulates healing. Cayenne pepper will thin the blood. Cayenne pepper will rebuild heart muscle. Cayenne pepper will strengthen the arterial walls. You can use it internally. You can use it for a sore throat. Yes, it'll tingle at first, but once the tingling dies down, the sore throat is greatly relieved. You can use it for low hydrochloric acid. It'll wake anything up. It wakes stomachs up. One doctor says it's impossible to abuse cayenne pepper. Another doctor says it will never cause a lesion.
While other herbs might get a brief mention, cayenne pepper is discussed in great detail, covering 10 pages. This herb not only adds flavor, but also has 3 key benefits.
Really, it's just stimulating. You can use it externally. If someone has no feeling in their feet, or they have peripheral neuropathy, or if someone continually has cold feet. Perfect health requires perfect circulation, and perfect circulation means your feet and your hands are warm. So what you do if someone has cold feet, now what I've got double layer of kitchen paper. And I'm going to sprinkle it with a little bit of olive oil, and you spread it over the area, because what you want to do is put enough olive oil on there so that the cayenne pepper will stick to it.
It thins your blood, boosts your immune system, and promotes overall health. Dr. Barbara O'Neill's research shows that even a small pinch of this pepper can significantly boost your immune response. But this isn't the most surprising part.
Cayenne pepper does not cause any bleeds. In fact, if cayenne pepper is going through your arteries and your veins and it finds any bleeding, it'll seal the bleeding blood vessel. How come it can thin the blood and yet seal bleeding blood vessels? Well, God said that he gave herbs for the service of man.
Cayenne pepper isn't just another ingredient for your meals. It's a powerful ally for your health. Dr. O'Neill, born on July 28, 1953, has developed many natural remedies that tackle serious health issues with few side effects. Married to Michael O'Neill, founder of the Informed Medical Options Party, she often speaks about natural health solutions over conventional medications, especially concerning vaccination safety.
Sprinkle cayenne pepper. We'd do about half a teaspoon to a foot. And then the foot goes straight on that. And that will never burn. Then you put the foot straight on there, and you put the Glad wrap over, and then you put a sock on. Telling me they've got pins and needles in their feet. For someone with very poor circulation, cold feet, it sometimes will take a few days. If I did that on my feet 2 nights in a row, I'd want my feet in ice water all day. My feet would get too hot.
Despite facing legal challenges and skepticism from the medical community, Dr. O'Neill is dedicated to her cause.
Chili is an irritant to the lining of the gastrointestinal tract. Black pepper is an irritant to the lining of the gastrointestinal tract. But cayenne pepper will heal a stomach ulcer. Cayenne pepper moves blood. It's one of the best circulatory stimulants there is. It's not a nervous system stimulant like your caffeines or your tobacco. It's a blood stimulant. And when you consider...
She promotes the use of natural herbs, oils, and vegetables in our diets. These include castor oil, onions, potatoes, ginger, garlic, and lemon.
Blood, cayenne pepper is a wonderful healer, and you can put cayenne pepper with any other herb and it'll intensify its action. So let's begin by looking at how you can use cayenne pepper internally. By the way, how would you take it? Well, a medicinal dose may be 1/4 teaspoon in a little bit of water and throw it down. Won't it burn? Well, I prefer to call it tingle. It might feel like it's burning, but it will never burn.
She believes these can reduce our reliance on prescription drugs and their side effects. But that's not all. Cayenne pepper, a long, thin red chili from the capsicum family, is well known not just in cooking, but also in traditional medicine.
Pepper's a remarkable herb. In the book Back to Eden by Jethro Kloss, he devotes half a page to every other herb, but 10 pages to cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper moves blood. It is a stimulant, but not a nervous system stimulant. It's not an irritant. It's a stimulant to the blood, and whenever you move blood, you move healing into that area. Internally, it can relieve a sore throat.
It's different from chilies in the chili family, with a Scoville heat unit range that adds zest without overwhelming heat. It's used fresh, dried, and ground into a powder, and has been a staple in many global cuisines.
Tingle at first, but when that tingling settles down, you'll find relief, because cayenne pepper also has an analgesic effect. It's a natural painkiller. Cayenne pepper can be used for an upset stomach. When it gets into the blood, it thins the blood, it opens the capillaries, it strengthens the arterial wall. About 1/4 teaspoon in a little cup of water, or maybe 1/3 of a cup of water just before the meal. It can also be used externally, and to use it externally,
from Mexican and Cajun to Korean and Sichuan, the health benefits of cayenne are vast. It has been used in Ayurvedic and Eastern medicine for centuries to aid digestion and improve circulation.
And it can bring feeling into feet that nothing else will do. Remember what cayenne pepper does? What I like to do is I like to understand what the actives are in the herb, and then you know to apply it. And its number one most important active is it moves blood. So it's going to pull blood to the area when you've got that on the bottom of the feet. So when you take it off in the morning, you just wipe it with a wet washer.
Capsaicin, the active ingredient in cayenne peppers, is behind these benefits, including its ability to relieve muscle and joint pain. This compound is also found in many topical treatments for its pain-relieving properties. So when you add cayenne pepper to your dishes, from spaghetti to tacos and more, you're not just enhancing the flavor, you're also getting a host of health benefits. It's a spice that offers a unique mix of taste and health, making it a valuable ingredient in kitchens and traditional healing practices worldwide. But here's the kicker. The more you learn about cayenne pepper, the more you'll see why it's considered a super spice. Cayenne pepper is famous for its spicy flavor and is used in kitchens all around the world.
Now we're going to have a look at cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper, we've got cayenne pepper in this little container here. Cayenne pepper is a remarkable herb. Some people say we shouldn't use it because it's a stimulant. It is not a stimulant like caffeine or alcohol or marijuana is a stimulant. It's a blood stimulant. That means it's good, because Leviticus 17:11 states that the life of the flesh is in the blood. So anything that moves blood is going to be helpful.
Originally from Central and South America, this spice is now popular in places like India, East Africa, Mexico, and many parts of the United States. Dr. Barbara O'Neill, a health expert, talks about the many benefits of cayenne pepper.
It's by Sam Beiser. It's called Curing with Cayenne. And he shows in that book that you put cayenne with any other herb and it'll intensify that other herb's action. It's a blood stimulant. It can be used internally and it can be used externally. And I think in your book it shows how it does 3 main things internally in the blood. It thins the blood, it strengthens the arterial walls.
She says this powerful spice not only helps thin the blood and strengthen heart muscles, but also keeps the arteries healthy and improves blood flow. Good blood circulation is important because it helps the body heal faster.
And it opens the capillaries. So let me tell you about an experience I had a few years ago. It was one of our retreats. I got the call, lady'd had a heart attack. I was only 3 minutes away, that's why you have to be fit. I ran down. It was a cooking class with about 16 people, and she was lying on the floor. She was 80. Her husband said she'd already had a few that year, and they always called the ambulance, but they thought, let's see what they do.
Dr. O'Neill highlights that blood needs to move smoothly to keep us healthy.
My offsider, cayenne pepper, quickly. We got the cayenne pepper. Now there was a guy holding a pulse and he said the pulse is almost gone. She was just white. So I don't know how much I got. You're just in a hurry. So I think I got about half a teaspoon, put it straight in her mouth. She was half conscious, gave her a little bit of water to drink. The guy holding the pulse yelled out, "The pulse is strong." This would have been 2 minutes. And you could feel that pulse come back.
Cayenne pepper is also known for healing stomach ulcers. Unlike caffeine or tobacco, which affect the nervous system, cayenne pepper works on the circulatory system without the same risks. Many people use aspirin to thin their blood, but Dr. O'Neill warns it can cause dangerous bleeding in the brain, stomach, and eyes. She suggests using cayenne pepper instead because it's safer and more effective.
Came back to her face, she sat up and said, "What happened?" Everyone around was going, "Whoa." And I said, "No, it's not me, it's the cayenne pepper." So we sold out of cayenne pepper that program. What did the cayenne pepper do? It thinned the blood, it opened the capillaries and got a dramatic delivery of blood through the whole body. Remember, 1 minute for 1 drop of blood to go around your whole body.
But this isn't the worst part. Cayenne pepper also improves digestion. Dr. O'Neill says that drinking a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper in water can stimulate the stomach's glands, helping digestion and increasing the production of stomach acid, which is needed to break down food. Though it may cause a burning sensation at first, this just means the stomach is working harder. Studies back up Dr. O'Neill's claims. The capsaicin in cayenne pepper can prevent stomach ulcers by fighting off harmful bacteria and helping produce digestive fluids. It also helps repair and prevent bleeding in blood vessels, showing just how beneficial this spice can be. And there's more. Dr. O'Neill mentions using cayenne pepper to treat sore throats. Its pain-relieving properties cause an itching feeling at first, but soon after, the throat feels soothed and the pain is gone. Beyond just easing pain, cayenne pepper can also help with upset stomachs and cold feet. This shows how versatile and helpful this natural remedy is. Dr. O'Neill strongly believes that herbs like cayenne pepper are nature's way of providing us with solutions to many health issues. Many people experience poor circulation or health conditions like anemia, diabetes, and the side effects of chemotherapy. These issues often cause numbness or a cold feeling in their feet. A common but wrong solution is to soak cold feet in hot water. However, Dr. Barbara O'Neill advises against this because it can damage tissue. Instead, she suggests a safer and surprisingly effective method, using a compress made from olive oil and cayenne pepper. For those who prefer, castor oil can be used instead. And there's more. Dr. O'Neill mentions using cayenne pepper to treat sore throats. Its pain-relieving properties cause an itching feeling at first, but soon after, the throat feels soothed and the pain is gone. Beyond just easing pain, cayenne pepper can also help with upset stomachs and cold feet. This shows how versatile and helpful this natural remedy is. Dr. O'Neill strongly believes that herbs like cayenne pepper are nature's way of providing us with solutions to many health issues. Many people experience poor circulation or health conditions like anemia, diabetes, and the side effects of chemotherapy. These issues often cause numbness or a cold feeling in their feet. A common but wrong solution is to soak cold feet in hot water. However, Dr. Barbara O'Neill advises against this because it can damage tissue. Instead, she suggests a safer and surprisingly effective method, using a compress made from olive oil and cayenne pepper. For those who prefer, castor oil can be used instead. ADD clip. To make this compress, start with a double layer of kitchen paper on a plastic sheet. Drizzle a moderate amount of olive oil over the paper, spreading it evenly so the cayenne pepper sticks well. Be careful not to use too much oil, or it might seep through the paper. Then, sprinkle half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper over it. Put this under your foot, wrap it with the plastic sheet, and cover it with a sock. Dr. O'Neill recommends applying this compress before bedtime, especially for those who often have cold or numb feet. By morning, you might feel a tingling sensation, which means better circulation. Repeat this every other night until your feet feel warm or the numbness goes away. These sheets can also be prepared in advance for convenience, but this isn't the only benefit of the cayenne pepper compress. Dr. O'Neill found it can also help with an underactive thyroid. She tells the story of a woman who, despite taking medication for her sluggish thyroid, saw significant improvement after using the cayenne compress. The woman even stopped her Medicaid to make this compress. Start with a double layer of kitchen paper on a plastic sheet. Drizzle a moderate amount of olive oil over the paper, spreading it evenly so the cayenne pepper sticks well. Be careful not to use too much oil, or it might seep through the paper. Then, sprinkle half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper over it. Put this under your foot, wrap it with the plastic sheet, and cover it with a sock. Dr. O'Neill recommends applying this compress before bedtime, especially for those who often have cold or numb feet. By morning, you might feel a tingling sensation, which means better circulation. Repeat this every other night until your feet feel warm or the numbness goes away. These sheets can also be prepared in advance for convenience, but this isn't the only benefit of the cayenne pepper compress. Dr. O'Neill found it can also help with an underactive thyroid. She tells the story of a woman who, despite taking medication for her sluggish thyroid, saw significant improvement after using the cayenne compress. The woman even stopped her medication entirely. However, Dr. O'Neill warns against using this treatment at bedtime for the thyroid, as it may generate too much heat and disrupt sleep. Cayenne pepper isn't just useful for cold feet and thyroid issues. It has many other health benefits. For instance, it can stop bleeding. Dr. O'Neill recalls an incident where a colleague had deep cuts on her foot. By applying cayenne pepper directly to the wounds, the bleeding stopped almost immediately, and the pain quickly lessened. The next day, the cuts had healed well enough that stitches were not needed. Is cayenne pepper a miracle cure, or just another myth? Share your thoughts in the comments, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more health insights.